What's up YouTube, Fotoshooti here, and welcome back to another episode of the September 2011 Deck Showcase. And I have a guest for this episode again. What's up, Grapha?
Hey, how you doing, Shooty? Thanks for having me on.
So, this episode is certainly going to be a salt mine. Could you tell me a bit of the story behind this deck? Why you played it in one of the takeovers with some relative success?
Okay, so it's a funny story. I was playing the September 2012 tournament on Format Library, and I played Macro Rabbit, and I just like all my good matchups that I thought I had, like Dark World of Chaos Dragons, they turn out to just not be good matchups because you either draw macro or lose. I was like, damn, I keep getting sacked because people keep dropping these like boss monsters and fucking me up. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna play Final Countdown for the next tournament. And I tested Final Countdown for the next tournament, which is the takeover, and I was like, wow, Final Countdown sucks in Tengu Plant because you don't have 1 day apiece. So I was talking with Leigh Murphy a little bit. I was like, what can I play to annoy the most people? And he said, why don't you play Chainburn? I was like, all right, cool. So me and him were mucking around with Chainburn for a little bit, and then we realized like Chainburn's really not a good deck, but it needs more draw power. So we're like, why don't we add Mystic Piper into the deck? So we ended up cutting like Battle Fader and like one other card that was in here. I think we cut like a third Magic Cylinder and added the Piper engine with Kinka. Now the deck that I took third with had two Kinka, but double Kinkabio was just garbage the entire tournament, so I ended up swapping it out for Sangan. I don't normally play Chainburn. I don't advocate for people to like, oh, this deck is good. I want to play it, and like I'm gonna do well when I play it. It auto loses to Royal Decree, and basically, like if you can't resolve an accumulated fortune, you're pretty much gonna lose. So this is definitely not something to expect to do well with when you play it. It's just something that like you want to piss people off to play. So and that was kind of my goal. I had no intention of doing well, and then I magically took third because I think my opponent for third place just decided he didn't want to play me again. So
Yeah,
yeah,
I remember it was Blab. Blab didn't
yeah. I
want to play
played
you.
Blab round one, and he was not very pleased to be playing against Chainburn. And then when he crawled all the way through losers bracket to like the end of losers, and then I dropped down. And he was like, "Yeah, you got it. I'm not playing against Chainburn again."
Get me out
Uh,
of here.
yeah, my losses were I played against Necro, and he seven tools my accumulated fortune both times. So
Yeah, I think Necro played that really well against you. I think that's one of the bigger downsides of Chamberlain. If your opponent knows what he is doing, then it becomes way more difficult. I feel like this is a deck which tilts people a lot, and that's why they certainly make way more mistakes against it.
yeah,
So
because they just get real tilted.
yeah. So any ratios, anything interesting? We see you have
All right,
three.
so the one lava golem's in the main just for like the burn and whatnot, and sometimes you want to deal with like a random deck that like can summon Barkion. Like if you're playing against X Sabers and they drop Barkion, the game's over. So one in the main, two in the side. Morphing Jar is pretty standard for these cheese decks. Swift Scarecrow so you don't die. The three Piper to draw. The Kinkabio just to like keep getting Piper back. And like you can waste like their trap cards and whatnot on Kinka. The only downside to Kinka is if they have like Veilers in the main deck, um, it makes their Veilers not dead. But like that's not really that big of a deal. Sangan to search Scarecrow, Piper, pretty much anything you need except Lava Golem. Two Chain Strike because you can only run two. Three Duality, it's pretty standard. Double Geometrio, very good. Double Magic Cylinder, just like a cheesy burn card. Triple Accumulated Fortune, which is the best card in the deck. If you resolve this card once, you're probably going to win. If you resolve it twice, you're definitely going to win. Three Secret Barrel, just another silly burn card. Just Desserts, probably the best burn card in the deck, especially paired with Geometrio. 3 dimension wall, and then you have the 6 draw traps, Jargreed and Legacy of Yada, and then just triple Wabaku. On the side deck, the 2 Max C, the 2 more Lava Golem, a Marshmallow. That card actually fucking sucks. Every time I sided it in, they dealt with it before it flipped up, so it never actually did the damage. Triple MST and Twister, because any deck that can side Royal Decree is going to side Royal Decree versus you. So depending on your matchup, you always have to side these 4 in. And then the last 6 cards are just garbage. They were here because I got the list originally from Tyler's his website, and it like sided into a weird like banish burn deck. But yeah, I never sided these in. They were not useful, and I would not side them going forward. The extra deck is pretty much irrelevant because you don't have any tuners and you don't have Monster Reborn. But they're just like, you know, you can put whatever you want in the extra deck. It doesn't really matter.
Yeah. So another important thing about this deck is in September 2011 with the list, you actually got bits of support because the Drama Trio went up, and Magic Cylinder as well, I guess, even though you're not running the third copy. Um, Sengen is also a really nice addition. Never saw this, but it also searches out the Morphing Jar. I feel like the Pipers are a pretty good card replacement, which is
Yeah,
like one of the major
yeah.
cards they are not here having
That
access to
that's
here.
actually why we put Pipers in the deck, was because we're like, well, we don't have card D yet, so how do we draw cards afterwards? And we're like, oh, just use Piper, and like it's a draw 1 every turn, especially if you have Kink in hand. And if you happen to hit another Piper or Swift Scarecrow, it's just a draw 2. It's like a free extra card, so it's nice when it happens, but it's really just there's like Upstart Goblin that doesn't ruin your game plan.
Okay.
And honestly, if they solemn warning this, you don't care because you're like, all right, you just did a free 2,000 life points for me, so I'm not worried about it.
Yeah. So would you change anything about the deck moving forward, especially
Uh,
the side deck?
yeah. Other than the side, I think it's pretty fine. The main deck, may if you're gonna take out like the macros and the DD Dynamite, you probably put another Twister in. Um, the third Max C probably doesn't hurt too much. Maybe side like a couple Threatening Roar as well if you're against like a really aggro deck, because like the best way to beat Chain Burn is to just kill them as fast as humanly possible. Because if you can't, you're just gonna lose the game, because then they're gonna resolve like one real big chain link on you, and then if they're resolving a large chain link, they're probably resolving accumulated fortune, which means they're just going to be able to do it again next turn. And then after 2 big chain links, you're definitely going to lose most of the time. So just kill them as fast as possible. If you're playing a deck, with not a lot of traps, consider Trap Stun or Decree, or Trap Stun's probably better if you're running a couple traps. But yeah, that's
So
probably the best way to go about it.
yeah, I was kind of bummed that I had to do this episode at first, but then I was like, okay, let's turn this into something more informative and make it as fun as a chain burn episode can be. So yeah, I think it was you analyzed it pretty well. So let's get to the match and see what sort mine we are going to discover together. So here we go. Unfortunately, I can't look at Grapha's hand, but it should be fine. He's going to be a good narrator for his starting hand. So we're playing against I Am the Wanderer, another member of the German Tango community.
I apologize for what you're about to experience if you watch this video, but got to get the content out for the folks. Got to show them that Chain Burn is a real deck and something that they should be wary of.
I mean, we specifically messaged in all the people in
If he
Tango
ever
Plant
picks,
Town,
yeah, is
and
ever gonna pick rock paper or scissors here. I mean,
we specifically told people that we're playing playing Chain Burn. So
maybe that's why
it's
he
not our
brought
fault.
Maybe that's why he brought X Sabers last game.
Yeah, maybe. I think that's fine. It actually makes for more interesting video. Yeah, if we had the first try for recording, not even against the DB Rando, but we couldn't play out the first match. So I think Wanderer is probably on Samurai, which is
Oh, that's not very good. It's another horrible matchup. I am. My opening hand is Ojama Trio, Morphing Jar, Chain Strike, Swift Scarecrow, and Piper.
yeah, he's on
Okay,
Samurai.
if he sets up first turn Shen, the game is over. Okay, so he's not setting up first turn Xian, which I'm very pleased about.
He should be able
Okay.
to beat Samurai. I mean, you know the deck pretty well.
Yeah. Well, alright, so first turn Shen is very good. All these trap cards are hopefully irrelevant, as long as one of them isn't Solemn Judgment. Okay, the draw for turn was Kinkabio, which kind of conflicts with the fact that I have Morphing Jar in hand.
So are we
I
going
guess
to
somebody's
burn
got
him?
Solemn Warning set.
Are we going to burn him for 2k?
See, this is another match where Lava Golem is going to be very important.
Especially post siding. Oh, that's not how
Okay.
it works.
Mute is cost, brother.
Can let him take that back. He's pretty new to the format.
Yeah, the chain is not going to
Yeah,
be relevant
yeah,
pretty
the
much ever.
chain doesn't matter anyway, but yeah. So Wanderer has recently discovered Tango Plant format, the greatest retro format in all of Yu-Gi-Oh. Just saying. Unless you're playing
One man's
Chainburn.
opinion.
Unless you're playing Chainburn.
So we're going to tribute that. We're going to mill. Oh, we got Magic Cylinder. That's awesome. We're going to set 3. And we're going to throw it back over to him. And hope he doesn't summon Kagamusha. Now, here I could flip Ojama Trio so that he can't, Oh, that doesn't even matter. I was going to say I flip Ojama Trio so he can't summon Kagamusha, but what he could do is just then tribute Kizan, blow up one of the Ojama tokens, and then summon Kagamusha. So we're just gonna let him go. Not gonna do anything here yet. We got the Swift Scarecrow. We have Morphing Jar in hand, which we'll be setting next turn to hopefully refill. Because I have Swift Scarecrow in hand and Morphing Jar, I am going to Swift Scarecrow him when he moves to battle phase this turn.
He's viewing extra deck, so he definitely has an extra deck play.
Oh, he might be able to Trish me. Honestly, I would take the Trish over the Xian anyway. So, yeah, we're just going to allow that to happen.
Could also go for Bakion, to be honest. But yeah, she's definitely going for the Xian.
Yeah, so now we're in a rough spot. We're in a very rough spot here. So what we're hoping for is off of the Morphing Jar drawing into the Lava Golem. So yeah, that Xian is very nasty right now. So Swift Scarecrow. Draw into another, spell trap here in a moment. Okay. So the draw for turn was Wabaku, which is nice. So we're gonna just set Morphing Jar and set Wabaku and throw it back over to our opponent. And hope that he doesn't have a way to deal with this Morphing Jar. It looks like we're going to get Xian Barkion here. And there's no point in flipping the Ojama Trio, because if I flip the Ojama Trio now, he's just going to negate it. I'd rather save it for, this game's probably lost anyway, but I'd rather save the Ojama Trio for if I draw Lava Golem and can out the Barkion and the Shen he's inevitably about to make. This way I have, like, another Chain Link to, make my Chain Strike do something. Damn, everybody's just choosing these horrible, horrible matchups for me. I guess that's what I get for announcing that we were playing Chainburn.
Yeah, probably.
That is A-okay.
I mean,
Everybody watching this video is fist bumping right now, praying that, you know, Samurai wins. Which doesn't happen very often, considering Samurai is probably one of the more hated decks of retro Yu-Gi-Oh!
For good reason.
Hey man, the Samurais are just gonna do their thing, dude. They're chilling. Alright, so we get to resolve Morphing Jar, which is nice. And if we don't draw Lava Golem in these 5 or the next card off the top of the deck, we're just gonna have to scoop. 3, 4, 5. Alright, so we drew Dimension Wall, Duality, Swift Scarecrow, Accumulated Fortune, and just desserts. So if we don't draw Lava Golem for turn, and he negates Pot of Duality, we're in a really rough spot here. Okay, so he's giving me an extra 1,000 life points. I appreciate it.
2,000.
Can't complain. He's giving me another 1,000 life points. Now I really can't complain. He's just giving me extra turns to... Okay, all of them. Giving me extra turns to draw in a Lava Golem here. Alright, off the top, here comes Lava Golem. Hope it was Jar of Greed. Okay, so we're going to activate Duality. Let's see if he allows that. So we're going to take the other Duality. Because we really, really, really need to hit Lava Golem. We're going to throw it back over to our opponent. And pray that this Swift Scarecrow can get us there. If he goes to battle phase with just Barkion Xian, I will probably take the 5,000 and save Swift Scarecrow.
What if he's able to make Landois?
If he makes Landois, we're going to go to game 2. We're going to go right to game 2. So I will be taking the 5,000 here. Ooh, not it. So we're going to Duality. Again. Give me Lava Golem. Nope. And the game's over. So I'm just going to admit defeat here because we cannot beat Barkion Xian.
It's unfortunate.
Yep. The Lava Golems are definitely coming in. The Max C's will be coming in. Marshmallow is also going to come in because Samurai have a hard time dealing with monsters. And I'm hoping he won't be able to do anything about that.
They're kind of similar to Rabbit in that regard. Like Reaper was also really good against Rabbit, and Marshmallow is basically a Reaper.
Slide out here. The 3 Scarecrows really important. The Morphing Jar is really good. Honestly, I'm just going to side out the Kinka because I know he's got Fiendish Chains in. I'm going to side out one of the Magic Cylinders. What else? 1, 2. I need 3 more cards. Actually, I'm going to side out both Magic Cylinders. Dimension Wall does essentially the same thing, so... And I'm not really worried about dealing damage that way. We'll just side out. That's 4. We're going to side out Sangan because we're not worried about searching for Kinkabio anymore. So there's 4. I need 1 more. Let's side out a Yada. There. That's another like weird thing about this deck is siding. So, I mean, Max C is essentially going to be a draw 1 the same way that the other cards are going to be. So, alright, so our opening hand is Ojama Trio, Chain Strike, Dimension Wall, Jar of Greed, Secret Barrel, Just Desserts. So, we're just going to set 5 and throw it back over to our opponent. Actually, I misset one of these. One of these should not be set, but it's fine. We're just going to let it rock. So, again, this is a really bad matchup. If you make Xian, we're in a really rough spot. We got Secret Barrel, Wall, Trio, Chain Strike, and Jar of Greed. So, okay, so normal Kagamusha. If he activates Asceticism, we're going to be really sad here.
He probably has asceticism when he's normaling
Yep.
the Kamusha.
So now on this, we're going to think here. And I think we want to fire off the Secret Barrel now. And the Ojama Trio to get in as much damage as possible. So I'm going to go Jar of Greed, Ojama Trio, or Secret Barrel, then Ojama Trio, and then Chain Strike. So on res. We're going to get all this out of the way now. Jar of Greed. Then we're going to flip the Secret Barrel. Then we're going to flip Ojama Trio to fill his board so he takes more damage. And then we're going to flip Chain Strike. So 2k from Chain Strike. Is going to be more Ojama tokens.
Yeah, so he takes additional 600.
Yeah.
Okay, so half of his life points are already gone, or at least almost.
Yeah. Now, if I didn't mess up and set the dimension wall instead of just desserts, I could have done more here. I could have done another 2,500, but well, such is life. We did not see accumulated fortune or any of our draw cards, so we're in a rough spot here. What's really taking so long here? What is he saying? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, so it's 16, yeah. We
Figuring
should let
out
that
that
rock.
math.
We should, yeah. Yeah. So I could have chained to asceticism there, got an extra 400, but honestly, it doesn't really matter. This is a uphill losing battle anyway. So that, and then we draw a card. Hopefully we did not draw. We did not draw the goods. So there's still technically a way to win this game. If I draw another Just Desserts again here. And then I'm hoping that when I Dimension Wall him, he can negate it. and then I can flip double Just Desserts on him. But as of right now, we're in a bad spot because we have Dimension Wall, Just Desserts, and Swift Scarecrow. Not very much we are capable of doing at the moment.
We
Right,
go.
so we
What's the
drew a
draw?
secret barrel. That's not terrible. So he's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 9, he'll take 18 next turn. And then Just Desserts will be 25. So that'll be 35, 40, 43. So we're 300 short. So we need the Dimension Wall to resolve, essentially. So because of how... Oh, that's not good. Sure, that's fine. So he's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 18 and... So if he summons a monster here, 18 and 25, 43. So we're 300 short. Essentially what we need is the Dimension Wall to resolve. But we're not going to do anything this turn because we still don't have enough to kill him. So we're going to hope we draw into another burn card. We drew Wabaku. So that's just essentially like buying ourselves another turn. So hopefully we can flip Dimension Wall and see if he takes it. Now that we have Wabaku to last ourselves another turn.
Really depends what he has. I'm also confused why he activated Dojo and United. Didn't do
Yeah, me
anything.
too. Especially if he wasn't going to summon. So now we have Secret Barrel to do 2,000. And we could do 2,000 with Just Desserts. So really any burn at this point, it's really just on him, right? If he takes the... If he takes the Dimension Wall, he's going to go down to 21. And then, depending on how many cards he has next turn, either Summoning or Secret Barrel will kill him. Okay, so he
Veiler.
summoned Veiler. So, hang on, I'm thinking on the summon.
So he did get the information that he wanted to go for a 5. Probably for Catastor.
Well, yeah, that's the only reason he should be ever summoning Veiler, is to go for a 5 there. So we're going to give this back to him. We're going to Secret Barrel him here for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we're going to Secret Barrel him here for 2,000. We're going to hope that he lets that go. So if he doesn't have a response here, we're going to flip the Just Desserts and hope that the Just Desserts gets negated.
Maybe he even wants to negate the secret barrel. That would be optimal.
Yeah. If he negates the Secret Barrel, then we can really game him, because then we can chain Just Desserts, and then we can Dimension Wall him for game. He's doing the big think here. So no response. So now we're going to chain Just Desserts. Okay, so now he's gonna negate Justice Urge, which we're perfectly fine with. And now we just let it go. Honestly, him negating the secret barrel was way more important, but it's fine. This is the punishment for playing Chainburn is playing against these decks that just auto beat it. Now when you're playing against a deck like Agents or Heroes, you have a much more favorable matchup. But, you know. Everybody was pretty much prepared for us to do this here with Chainburn.
Otherwise, you wouldn't get a full-on match. It's just not possible.
Yeah, somebody would
Librarian.
join in and see that we were playing Chainburn and then leave.
Oh, he wants to draw for the librarian? That's not how it works.
That doesn't work like that, bud.
No.
So now we're at a crossroads, right? We're at a crossroads between activating Wabaku to live or activating Dimension Wall. So the bright side of activating Dimension Wall is if we draw Lava Golem, we win the game. Going to attack. Oh. Okay. So we drew double Dimension Wall.
What did he?
So now he definitely loses the game.
Oh, he doesn't lose 600 life points because of the token.
Not how. Has to be destroyed. We're going to set the other Dimension Wall and pass back to him. So now, because we have double Dimension Wall, we're in a good spot here, right? So when he attacks with Shien, we're going to flip Wabaku. He negates the Wabaku, and then we can just double Dimension Wall him for game. Okay, so now I don't even die from the attack. Which is nice. Oh no, I still die from the attack, but
Unless he
we
activates
have
another
Swift
stuff.
Scarecrow and Wabaku here, so we're a game that we definitely thought was unwinnable is very much within grasp. Once again, just sacking your opponent. That is the way to go with Chainburn. And if he just keeps passing here and not attacking, he's giving me more time to draw Lava Golem, and he's going to be very upset. When he attacks, we're going to activate Wabaku. See if he negates.
He surely is going to negate.
If luck is on our side, he will negate this Wabaku.
Oh, it's fine. Okay. So we live another
Okay,
turn.
I mean he's just giving me another turn to draw a good card. Okay, so now we drew Duality, which is very, very good here. So you got to hope that he lets this go, right? Because if he doesn't, and I have, Just Desserts set, or Just Desserts and, oh, so he negates Duality. Wow, he took the risk. Okay. So that's rough. It's almost like he's listening to the call. But, yeah, we're just going to throw it back over to him. And we have the Swift Scarecrow, so we have one more turn, essentially, to, draw on a Lava Golem.
still chilling with his.
or a way to deal 100 points of damage. Because we need him to negate. You know he can negate one of the dimension walls. He won't be able to negate the other ones. So we drew into Piper. So again, we have a draw. So now, if he flips Solemn Warning or Solemn Judgment, he loses.
That would be hilarious.
So burn card or Lava Golem.
Oh, here we go.
Oh, you can't normal summon or set the turn you summon Lava Golem. But I can live to next turn and kill him. So, as long as he doesn't summon another monster, we're chilling. Because he can't negate both dimension walls, and one of them is going to stop Xian attack, put him down to 100. And then we're going to tribute the Librarian and the Xian for the Lava Golem and burn him for his last 100 life points. Okay, so we're going to Dimension Wall him. Okay. Chain Dimension Wall.
What does he do? Yeah.
You cannot.
That's the wrong Solemn. Maybe I misclicked.
I hope he doesn't have Solemn Judgment set. Okay. So now we can only take 24 this turn, and next turn we can summon Lava Golem. Unless he had, I mean, if he had Solemn Judgment set, he should have flipped it on the other dimension wall. But, yeah, looks like we're gonna, I don't want to speak too soon, but it looks like we're gonna take game 2. Chain his own monster. The important point is we'll be getting rid of Xian. So if we draw some sort of burn card or trap or whatever, we don't have to worry about him doing anything about it.
So yeah, is he passing?
We do not want to draw Mystic Piper here. Yeah, this game is taking very long. This is one of the longest chain burn games I've ever played.
I feel like he's pretty much.
Ooh, so he summoned Anishi.
But why
You need
did
to
he?
control another 6 samurai to resolve that. So
why didn't he normal summon the Nishi? He could have gone for game.
he very well could have, but so we're gonna tribute both of these.
He also gets counters.
Don't really care about Librarian.
Yeah. So he also gets counters for the United in the Dojo, but I feel like that's not how. Doesn't matter. What did you know, actually?
Oh, Maxi.
Well, that doesn't do
So
much.
we have to hope he doesn't have...
And we lose.
Yep, and we lose. Okay.
Oh no! Oh, that was tragic.
Any burn card would have done. Oh, well, it was the next one. So.
Yeah.
Oh well. Why did he keep Fiendish Chains and Solemn Warning in? I don't know. But
maybe he didn't cite at all, but I feel like it's fair for us to cite since the matchup is so bad. Well, guess we lose. So I know a lot of people will be very happy about this result.
Yes. So yeah. The moral of this video is do not play Chain Burn against rogue decks.
And I think the moral of this video should
how
be
about
do
just
not
don't play Chain Burn at all.
Yeah. That's what I was going to say. Don't play Chain Burn at all or find a counter. Which is going to be an episode. Maybe I will have you as a guest again.
Oh, dude, you should not do a final countdown episode. The deck is so bad in this format. It is unplayable. You really do need 1 day of peace.
Well,
if you don't open final countdown, it's almost impossible to to win the game.
Well, we need an empty job episode, Exodia episode, and we need like the Four Horsemen of Cancer.
You want Exodia? Lay's probably a very good guest for Exodia.
Yeah.
He tends to rock pretty well with the Exodia stun decks.
Yeah, I know that. So yeah, anyway, that was it for the September 2011 deck showcase. Down to Drugs Kits and Chainburn. But yeah, Chainburn is probably even worse. So yeah, thanks Grapha for joining me for this episode today.
I'm
We'll
glad to be here.
probably will have you for the Six Samurai episode back again. So yeah,
All right.
see ya.
All right. Take care, everybody.